Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Rumors recently suggested WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H could come out of retirement for one more match. Wrestling veteran Ace Darling urged the game not to do it. After a legendary career, Triple H officially retired from in-ring competition in 2022 after suffering a serious heart issue. His last in-ring action came in January 2021 when he went head-to-head against his former Evolution teammate Randy Orton in an unsanctioned match on Monday Night Raw. While the game now leads the company's creative process, he recently got into a physical altercation with Kevin Owens at Saturday night's main event, leading to speculations about him potentially returning to the ring for a retirement match. Speaking on the Café de Renee podcast, Darling claimed the 14-time world champion has nothing to gain from getting back into the ring. Instead, he has a lot to lose. Let me ask you this, you have a legacy, you're in charge of everything, what do you have to gain by coming back for a match like that? I mean, you have a lot to lose. USH*T the bed, that's what people are gonna remember forever, he said. From 635T0645. The former NWA North American Heavyweight Champion urged Triple H to stay home and count his money, pointing out that it would hurt the 55-year-old legend if he returned and did not have the same physical shape he previously had. Plus, I mean, Hunter is a body guy. When some guys come back, like, RVD, when he comes back, he pretty much looks the same, not like he does in his prime, but it's still passable. Hunter is a body guy. You come back and you don't look like Triple H, wrestling in t-shirt and shorts, or a singlet, it's like I don't know. Maybe stay home and count your money and not get in front of the crowd. From 7:55 to 8:21. WWE Hall of Famer Eric Bischoff hopes Triple H doesn't return to the ring. On an episode of his 83 Weeks podcast, WWE Hall of Famer Eric Bischoff discussed Triple H's altercation with Kevin Owens on Saturday night's main event. While he did not rule out the possibility of the game returning to the ring for one more match against the prizefighter, he pointed out that the company does not need it. The former Raw general manager hoped the chief content officer would not take that step. I hope not, but maybe. Here's what I liked about that. It wasn't overdone. It didn't look like an angle. Now, you're suggesting that it might have been, and that's making me cringe a little bit, not because I wouldn't want to see Triple H in the ring again. That's not it. I just don't think they need it. And it looks so believable. It was so well executed because it didn't look like an angle. And maybe that's the reason why it should be, because they got me with it or they executed well enough to potentially get me with it. So, we'll see, but I hope not, he said. Recent reports suggested the company has no plans for Triple H to come out of retirement. Sportskeeda's Dr. Chris Featherstone reported that people in WWE were shocked by fans' speculations about the game possibly facing Owens. It was a typical Friday night for WWE fans, as rumors swirled about Triple H's presence backstage at the latest SmackDown taping. The air of mystery surrounding the chief content officer was nothing new, but this time, the buzz wasn't about new talent acquisitions or creative direction. Instead, the wrestling world was set ablaze by a scathing comment from a veteran wrestler who urged the game to reconsider his active involvement in WWE's day-to-day operations. The statement came from none other than Ken Shamrock, a name synonymous with hard-hitting action and unfiltered opinions. Known as the world's most dangerous man, Shamrock took to social media to share a message aimed directly at Triple H. At Triple H, you've done more for this business than most will ever realize. But you're not 35 anymore. You have a lot to lose, your health, your family, your legacy. Stay home and count your money. Let the next generation fight the wars you already won. The tweet instantly went viral. Fans, analysts, and wrestlers alike were left debating whether Shamrock was out of line or speaking the harsh truth. Many believed Shamrock's message was inspired by recent rumors about Triple H possibly stepping back into the ring for a marquee match at WrestleMania 41. Triple H, real name Paul Levesque, officially retired from in-ring competition in 2022 after a life-threatening cardiac event. Since then, he has focused on his role as CCO, overseeing WWE's creative direction. However, his passion for the squared circle has never wavered. Reports suggested that the allure of a final match, perhaps against a fellow legend like The Rock or even a younger star like Seth Rollins, was tempting Triple H to lace up his boots one last time. Shamrock's message seemed to strike at the heart of this speculation, urging the Hall of Famer to prioritize his health and family over a potential nostalgia-fueled comeback. The WWE locker room was abuzz following Shamrock's post. While some wrestlers privately agreed with the sentiment, others felt Shamrock had overstepped. A backstage source revealed that Roman Reigns, the current face of WWE, voiced his support for Triple H's decision to pursue whatever made him happy. Triple H knows his limits better than anyone, Reigns reportedly said. He's the reason a lot of us are where we are today. If he feels he has one more match in him, who are we to stop him? On the other hand, veterans like Randy Orton and Edge took a more cautious stance. We've all seen what this business can do to your body, Orton commented during a media interview. If Ken's coming from a place of concern, I can't fault him for that. As expected, fans were divided. The older generation of the WWE Universe, who grew up watching Triple H dominate the Attitude Era, largely supported Shamrock's message. He's a legend, and we want him to stay that way, one fan wrote on a Reddit thread. Meanwhile, younger fans, many of whom only knew Triple H as a corporate figure, were curious to see how he'd perform in today's wrestling landscape. If Stone Cold and Undertaker can have one last run, why not Triple H? A Twitter user argued. As the dust settled, all eyes turned to Triple H for a response. During a post-show interview on SmackDown Lowdown, he addressed Shamrock's comments with a mix of gratitude and defiance. I've known Ken for years, and I respect his opinion, Triple H began. He's coming from a place of love for this business and concern for me personally, and I appreciate that. But let me make one thing clear, no one decides what I do except me and my family. Triple H went on to emphasize that any potential return to the ring would not be taken lightly. I understand the risks. Trust me, I've lived them. But if there's one thing I've learned in this business, it's that you don't let fear dictate your choices. Shamrock's message, and the ensuing debate, highlighted a growing concern within the wrestling industry, the physical and mental toll on aging superstars. With legends like Edge, Rey Mysterio, and even John Cena making sporadic returns, the pressure to go out on a high note often conflicts with the reality of their physical limitations. For Triple H, the stakes are even higher. As one of the architects of WWE's current success, his decisions carry significant weight. A triumphant return could solidify his legacy as one of the all-time greats. Conversely, a misstep could tarnish decades of work. As of now, Triple H has not confirmed any plans to return to the ring. Insiders suggest that he's weighing his options carefully, consulting with doctors, family, and close confidants. Meanwhile, Shamrock's message has reignited conversations about the importance of preserving the legacies of wrestling icons. In a follow-up tweet, Shamrock clarified his intentions. I meant no disrespect. Triple H is a legend, and I'll always admire what he's done. But sometimes, the hardest thing to do is to walk away. Whether Triple H chooses to heed Shamrock's advice or follow his own instincts remains to be seen. One thing is certain, the wrestling world will be watching closely, ready to celebrate, or critique, whatever decision the game makes. Triple H's journey from Greenwich snob to DX degenerate, and eventually to corporate mastermind, has been nothing short of legendary. While the allure of one last match is undeniable, his legacy doesn't need it to shine. For now, the ball is in Triple H's court. As he weighs his next move, the words of Ken Shamrock and the collective voice of the WWE Universe will undoubtedly echo in his mind. You have a lot to lose, Shamrock said. But if there's one thing we know about Triple H, it's that he's always been willing to bet on himself. Time will tell if that gamble pays off once again.